I'm of the viewpoint that if you want to create art, then be an artist. If you want to create design with a purpose and a concrete communicative need, then you should be a designer. I got involved in art and illustration early, according to my mother, around 3 years old. My early influences were TV and cartoons. Supposedly my first words were change channel. I did have an art teacher who saw some potential early. He gave me assignments that combined words and pictures. It's kind of interesting that today I'm basically doing the very same thing as that. The people that first introduced me to Art Center were my high school art teachers who had learned about the Saturday High classes, and Art Center had just moved in 1976 to their new campus just 20 minutes away in Pasadena. It was quite a revelation because the building was brand new. It was a very clean, modern, international style building, something I'd never seen before. After seeing the work in the student gallery, seeing the kind of students they attracted, I set my sights on attending. When I came to San Francisco, I felt I had kind of arrived. Just coming across the Bay Bridge and you see the profile of the city, Transamerica Pyramid, it just seemed like I had hit the big time. My first job coming out of Art Center was at Landor Associates. They were working with the most high-profile clients and doing phenomenal work for very large corporations. I also had the benefit of having 17 designers in my department, and they were from 17 different schools. That allowed me to see how people approach problems from, many different ways. If you can always be open to different ways of problem solving, you'll do well in the design field. Luckily, I found a spot at Mark Anderson Design, which did a lot of work for many of the most influential technology companies. They did a wide variety of work, exhibit design, brochures, branding. It was a really great learning experience for me. I would describe the energy and personality of San Francisco as being innovation-driven, humanistic, tolerant, open to new ideas, and a city with a heart. A lot of times, a designer doesn't know when it's time to set up their own studio. So I asked my department chair, Paul Hauge, at Art Center, when would someone know? And he gave this Yoda-like response, which is, you'll know when you know. I actually felt like I was ready, and I was. I partnered with Fanny Chung, who I met at Landor, to form G.N. Chung Design. She's a remarkable designer from Yale. I knew we'd make a great team. The thing that keeps me excited about working with technology companies is that they're trying to use technology to improve how people do things, in some cases to make people's lives better, and that's something I really enjoy being a part of. I would describe our work as intelligent, innovative, unexpected, and most of all engaging. What I enjoy most about being a designer is the challenge of always trying to bring a fresh approach, finding new ways to communicate ideas that will resonate with a particular audience. We try to create something that is a definitive, iconic design, something that will stand the test of time. We like to think as if we are the client and this was our investment we are putting in. It makes us think differently about how we approach design. There is an analytical side to the development of an idea in which you have done the research, you studied the client's brief, you've created your word list, and then there is the intuitive side that needs to take over, where it's almost as if you're putting those materials aside and letting free association and almost just letting your hand do what it wants. I'm never really intimidated by a blank page. I really enjoy the sketching process. It's almost therapeutic to sketch the same thing over and over because mentally you're refining the idea. Creativity is not a 9 to 5. It's something that kind of stays with you. When you're given a project, you're constantly thinking about it, and you won't stop until it hits that point where it's something that's never been done before. We enjoy staying committed to a lifetime of learning because if you aren't learning, you're not growing. What sets Art Center apart from an educational standpoint is the academic rigor and the sense of creative energy you feel from all your classmates and the building itself. It just felt like the type of atmosphere that inspires creativity.
3, 2, 1, 0.
I think the most important thing is I was really fortunate when I was starting my career in 1983 that the AIGA San Francisco chapter was forming. And what it allowed is that people who are just entering the profession like myself, all of a sudden we had access to a great creative community. I joined the AIGA SF board in 2010 in the role of membership chair. And I really enjoyed it because we were able to, during my term, increase membership from 1,200 members to 1,800 members. I'd advise other designers to take advantage of AIGA for the sake of getting more value for their membership, because the more you engage with AIGA, the more you get out of it. Every member counts, and every member could be heard, and every member makes a difference. The history of graphic design, to me, is about one giant community that kind of cares about each other, and I think AIGA is the organization that helps foster that. To be named a fellow is an honor I never could have imagined. It's a validation, but in another way, it's a call to action. I can really start to give back in a way that really has an impact.